just run out of words. But happy birthday and thank you. And you couldn't make it up. It's
And there
been
wouldn't be
you know,
Jakey.
you couldn't make it this good. You couldn't make it this good.
God bless
You
number
couldn't
one.
go through life like I have, and 8 million times when you're when you're confronted with things and you just think it's impossible and you're going to wimp out and you think, what would my dad do? He wouldn't quit. I've never in my whole life seen him afraid or back off from anything.
Have
And
another
so I
kid.
got to keep going. And maybe I can be 10% as good as him, or maybe 15% as good today. So, thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for Bicknell, and thank you for all of the things you taught me how to do.
They're here.
Teach my kids how to do. Thank you. It's been an honor. It's been an honor. It has been an honor.
Adios.
Adios.
Well, yeah.
And if later on you all have time, I would say a word or two. It doesn't have to be now. It can be now.
What are you waiting on, Bob?
Well,
He has a word or two he wants to share.
all right, well.
Well, we're here.
It doesn't happen very
God bless
often.
Mark and Barbara Lee. Are they still alive? And
They're alive. What
I promise.
On your way, Timmy?
No.
Not in the way. Watch out, I say weird stuff.
Leaning.
Right behind you.
Right behind you.
Till 3 o'clock this morning, food, shoveling in, shoveling in and all, and
Unbelievable.
yeah, God bless it. I didn't plan the weather though, Mark.
The weather was wonderful.
No sunburns.
Tell you how strange things can be. Can you imagine? Mary Teresa's father says, Teeter, don't let your mother go to Mexico by herself. And while Teeter didn't think that much about spending the summer in Mexico at her grandmother's house, and her grandmother's cook always served sopa fideo, which ain't all that great, I'm telling you, but she eats a good girl, always has been, is today. So she said, see, she went to Mexico. And what happened in Mexico?
Yeah.
She heard about Bicknell from Robert Tressler, who wormed his way into meet her. And so that gave me an hint. Her friends in Mexico, nice. The Fosas, an old
I
home
remember.
that is now a museum in Mexico City. And so I go to there, my first outing, we must have been 10 or 12. It's lunch that they serve at 2 o'clock. They serve it on Mexican time. And they serve soup also, as dry soup as a soup course. And they pass a mole or something with it, and I looked at it, I was suspicious. So in my best high school Spanish, I asked, ¿Está caliente? And the whole table responded at once, oh no, no está caliente. I should have been suspicious. It killed me. All the way down, I didn't know what to do, but I became an instant personality. They had never gotten even with Pershing for coming into Mexico. They were even. We killed the guy standing Yankee golly. So I started out on the right course, and Mary Teresa and I had a great summer in Mexico. Great summer at it. But things keep going, September came and Mary Teresa back to New York, and Hunter College, and Bob back to Bicknell, Indiana, and we went to Wabash. And the next thing you know, I got a nice letter from Washington, D.C. Bob, we'd like to have you go to Camp Wheeler, Georgia, and help us train the draftees. Japanese had bombed Pearl Harbor, really smashed up the United States. The Army still was looking for Japanese behind every bush. That was in Georgia, Camp Wheeler, Georgia. Well, anyway, so we do that, and the next thing you know, I get another letter from Washington. Bob, we'd like to have you go to the New York Port of Embarkation. All right, we'll go there then if you wanted to. And so we were going to go overseas. Two of the guys, they took out the 20, something like that, and they sent them to school, to the S2, that's the intelligence division. That was me, intelligence division. Well, anyway, and we're ready to go though, and they couldn't find my immunization record. Now, the Army made two mistakes. One was Pearl Harbor, and the next one was my immunization. And the nice doctor said, Bob, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. We'll give them to you all now. I had a date with Mary Teresa the next night, Astor Roof at the hotel downtown, Tommy Dorsey Orchestra, and I had a raging fever. I don't even remember what happened that night, but we did, and time went on. I got sent to Virginia, to the Hampton Roads, to S2, see, to be the intelligence officer for a new part of an embarkation. And because we were a very small group, got to speak to the general who was in charge of the 20 or 30 of us. And when I would speak to him, I said, General, the Army's made a mistake. I'm supposed to be a pilot. And I see him again, I'm supposed to be a pilot. And one day, he knew my name. He says, Trustler, by God, as soon as we have somebody here to take your place, you're in the Army. You're out of here. It worked. Next thing you know, I'm in pilot training in the Army. And we go through back on the East Coast, and traveling distance to New York City. And I got to thinking, by God, Bob, you better pay attention here. Ask her to marry me November the 29th, 1943. That was 68 years ago. Hey, 68 years ago. And anyway, the war went on. I was kind of a hot pilot because I'd always been shooting.
Shooting?
I've always been shooting.
Where did we learn how to do that?
Yeah, well, anyway, an airplane that wasn't any different.
The skeet field.
I was an eager pilot. I liked flying, and it was a good job. And I'd do all the stuff, so they got to relying on me. And I stayed, and I stayed, and I stayed over a year there. And we had a great time in Norfolk. Ate at Nick's Acropolis Grill. He was a Greek. Who would have known that anyway? But anyway, the years went by, went to Germany, came home. Could I tell you a joke?
Yeah.
Mary Teresa was a great penman. Oh, she wrote me all the time. I got mail every day, more than anybody else in the outfit. And everything, the boat's coming into Brooklyn Harbor, and they're maneuvering along. A mail truck is working its way in there, and some wag on the desk said, "Hey guys, here comes Trustler's mail." But that's not it. The driver gets out, and it's a woman. She says, "My God, his wife brought it." And that's the kind of a wife I had. Anyway, we went to French Lick on a 10-day leave between Germany and Japan, and Harry Truman dropped 2 bombs on Germany. The war's over.
Japan, yeah.
Next thing you know, we find Mary Teresa is coming to Bicknell, Indiana from New York. And she took the city by storm, honestly. She had never driven a car. She didn't have a car. She walked. She purchased a baby carriage. She used the city pond to fish. We taught her how. She used it to ice skate. It wasn't Madison Square Garden, or it wasn't Rockefeller Center. Yeah. But she skated anyway with her husband. Anyway, they liked her. She went to Mass with all the miners on it. And the nicest thing you could say about anybody in Bicknell at that time, she's just as common, but they really liked Mary Teresa. And the years go by, and I don't know what else I could tell you, but here she is today. And I have given her a new nickname. I now call her Source.
She is.
When I look around here, how did we all get here? From the source. So God bless you for your toast. And maybe I should say toast. Salud, amor, pesetas. You can almost translate it yourself, even if you health, love, money, and tiempo para gozarlo, and time to enjoy it. Yeah. But don't sign off yet. In my 90 years, I must have accumulated a little something or another. And he said to them, don't vote for the incumbent. Take good care.
Idiot.
God bless you. God bless you. Well said.
Ese caliente.
Has nothing to do with party.